Hunter saves it. Hunter Hughes is coming around. Here comes Colton Garner. It's Hunter Hughes!
Turn 4 for the final time. Who's got more ponies? Checkered flag out. Bluegrass 150 goes to Ian Miller.
And welcome back to the Daily Dribble Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Nick Zammit.
Good, get the name out there. It's like, hey, Joseph Newgarden, you're the guy with the sperm commercial. Yeah.
Good evening, and welcome to race number 6 here at Pocono Raceway. This is the Keystone 150. My name is Taka Timmerman, and welcome to another night of fun racing here at FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series, presented by Rogue Energy. As we get started here, let's take a look at our standings. So after 5 races, we have Ian Miller in first place with 221 points. Derek Booker slowly creeping up behind him with 185. And in third place, we have Erik Richardson with 153 points. Matthew Faust at 136. Bill Molfeld, 125. Greg Hammond at 110. Maximus Molina at 104. DJ Fluck at 104. Mark Fish at 80. Lucas Puntarelli at 66. And Bill Colley II at 22. So you have about another 2 to 3 minutes left of qualifying. Let's take a look at some things to look out for here in tonight's race. So there's 60 laps tonight, and the field window is looking around laps 30 to 34. We have 2 laps for qualifying. They have 5 minutes to do the qualifying in. There are caution flags if there is an incident that happens in the race path. There will be a lucky dog, and there will be 1 green flag, white flag, and checkered flag. The previous winner, The previous winner was Lucas Puntarelli in Season 4. So tonight we have a pretty big crowd, I'd say. We have, let's see if I can count correctly. We have 9 drivers tonight. Last race was last weekend at Chicagoland. Unfortunately, had some food poisoning or there's another thing going around, stomach bug, and wasn't able to broadcast. So DJ Fluck was in the broadcast booth broadcasting instead, and I do appreciate him being able to come in and present FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series. Hope you enjoyed the race last week, and hope you have a great race here tonight. So last time we raced here, which is last season, since this is season 5, we had an exciting finish to end the race. It was very close, and it was intense all the way around. There could be a lot of close racing here tonight, and pit strategy could be a very big factor. The tire fall is going to be interesting with 3 corners around the track. It looks kind of like a pyramid. Let's see if I can do a blimp view here. I guess not. So it looks kind of like a pyramid. We'll get through it. There's turns 1, 2, and 3. So the tire fall will be interesting, and turn 2 will be tough. Cars will want to push out if following another car, but the key will be to maintain momentum to set up a turn 3 pass out of turn 2. And any drivers that want to try to cut or overcut the pit stop will be also interesting. So let's take a look at our grid as we have about 17 seconds remaining in... Oops, sorry. We're not official yet. 17 seconds remaining in qualifying. We'll see at the top left corner here. It'll... No, I guess no checkered flag there. Okay, we're going to get the loading screen here. Let's take a look at our grid. So first we have Lucas Puntarelli leading us off. Matthew Faust in second. Greg Hammond in third. Derek Booker in fourth. Jax Milan in fifth. Ian Miller in sixth. DJ Fluck in seventh. Garrett I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name or last name. Harnigan in eighth. And in ninth place, we have Bill Mulfeld. And that is our starting grid here tonight. For everyone joining us here, thank you very much for joining us on your Tuesday night. We're happy to have you, and we hope that you enjoy tonight's race. Our race leader, Lucas Puntarelli, is sitting in the black and red car. And we'll see if we can bring him into the broadcast booth since he is leading us off. Hey, Lucas. Do you have a copy?
Hey, Taka, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be back here.
Oh, yeah. And congratulations on qualifying first. What's your plan of attack for tonight?
Just keep it clean. Definitely fuel strategy is going to be a big play, and just stay with the front pack. Definitely don't want to pull away from them like last year. But yeah, I'm really happy to be on pole, especially my first race back after a while. I was gone for a while, but this is definitely a good way to make a statement and say, hey, I'm back, everybody.
Yes, that is true. Well, good luck to you tonight, and have fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
That was Lucas in the number 85 car as we follow him out as he leads us out of pit road. It's going to be exciting. And here we go into turn one. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit here, get a different view. So we can kind of see, there you go. Maybe that's a little too far out. We can see that's turn one. So this is kind of the backstretch. I don't know if there really is a backstretch you can call, considering it's a triangle. For those of you math people, maybe a squared, or the side A, side B, or side C. There we go. We got our ticker on the side, so we can kind of keep an eye out. I do have it set up as an interval instead of a gap, so it'll show the timings between each car. Not sure why it shows Ian being behind, but hopefully that'll be fixed. As we come around turn 3, as you can see, the banking angles aren't that steep, so it's going to really take a toll on some of these tires here. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. That would be interesting to look out for, as it's one of the notes that I got from some of the drivers here tonight. And we'll have a chance for a big shakeup in the polls too. In the overall standings. And here we go, green flag, lap 1 of 60. Lucas Puntarelli gets a great jump off the start. It looks like the top 5 cars got a great jump. Let's see where most of these drivers take the first corner. We're going 3 wide into turn 1. Now down to 2. Remember what Lucas said, you want to stay with the front pack. Don't want to lose that slipstream. Being, if you do, you're kind of going to get left behind. And it's all about strategy here tonight. Derek Booker does take the lead. The number 5 car in the Speed Racer livery. Right behind Puntarelli is Faust. The number 89 car. Got the Miller Lite car. I think it's Miller Lite. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. And then we have Ian Miller in the Krugel Chrome car. Got a close race for second. Oh, and Ian takes a dive into the inside lane. And looks like he's trying to overtake in turn 2. Puntarelli is set up very nicely for into turn 3. And actually pulls away from Ian Miller as Ian Miller taps the wall. Looks like he's able to stay on the track. Hopefully no damage to his car. But it did look like he took a pretty heavy glancing blow off the wall there. We do have a pretty nice race going here between second, third, and fourth. So we pan a little bit closer. We'll keep an eye out for how each driver kind of decides to take a pit. And when they decide to stay out and keep tackling the course. Let's give a little bit of love to the back of the pack. We're going to zoom out a little bit. That's a little too far again. My apologies. We're on board with Garrett in a number 32 car. He's got a nice, sleek black car. And right behind him is Greg in the number 66 car. A nice blue and black. And we got DJ Fluck in 6th place. And also another dark colored car, another black car. I wonder if there's a theme going on tonight here. And he is in the number 88 car there. In 7th place we have Jax Milan in a light blue car. Looks like a, was it? Let me see if I can see that a little better. I can't read that. It's going too fast. It looks like Lucas was in the pits. I'm not 100% sure what happened. I did miss that. But now he has joined the race, and he looks like he is a lap down from the pack. Hopefully he's able to come back and rejoin the race. Remember, tonight we do have the lucky dog. So, if there is a caution that comes out on the course, whoever is a lap down, but at the very top of the lapped cars, they will be able to get back and regain a lost lap. I think that's the best way to describe it. We have Derek Booker in the lead here. He's currently running at 42.8 seconds. That was his last lap. Ian Miller not too far behind, about half a second behind. Only did the 42.5, so he cut it down by 0.3 of a second. Matthew Faust right behind Ian is also around that speed, or around that time, 42.56. The number 32 car of Garrett was also a 42.6. And Greg Hammond in 5th place was at a 42.4. Looks like there's a good race brewing for first place here. We'll go ahead and go into the blimp view. We can potentially see the race between first, second, third, and fourth. They were all relatively close. They're kind of spread out right now. We are on lap 8 of 60, and the fuel window is around lap 30 to 34. So keep an eye out for some of these drivers' strategies. This view will kind of also give you the ideal racing line for these drivers. As we see Ian Miller in the front there, try to take the lead away from Derek Booker. Let's see if he's able to maintain it. Going into turn 3 into the front stretch. It looks like Derek Booker was able to maintain the lead. But we can see Ian just chipping away, trying to take the lead away. As they go bumper to bumper. We'll do a a chopper view of these two going back and forth. As Ian takes the lead, and is he able to stomp his foot down and keep the lead? He is. And looks like Booker got the slipstream set up for a good turn 3 and into the front stretch. And they're just going back and forth. But this is gold to Matthew Faust, who's right behind him. Every time they go back and forth, it slows them down and lets third place catch up. Looks like Ian's going to try to make a break for it and keep the lead. He's sitting about a tenth of a second. Derek gets a very great slipstream and is able to push off and take off. Let's see if Ian can get set up for an overtake here into turn 3. Takes the inside line. And it just doesn't look like he has the speed to overtake Derek Booker. And looks like Derek Booker is trying to break the slipstream. Takes the inside line and back up to the outside, weaving in and out. Looks like Ian's going to try to take the lead again. Let's go ahead and hop on board with Faust, who can see this all happen right in front of him. We're in the 89 car of Matthew Faust. As he kind of sees the front two drivers just duking it out. As we enter turn 3. As he tries to follow Derek Booker and Ian Miller. Booker is trying to prevent Miller from getting a slipstream. And Miller, who's just trying to follow. And Faust, who's also just trying to follow. Looks like Miller's going to take the high line and turn 1. Something also to look out for is the shifting. Oh. Looks like Faust kind of got stuck there with Booker just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. And Derek Booker just inches into at keeping the lead in and out of the start-finish line. But Ian looking to maintain the start-finish, or not the start-finish, maintaining the lead, was unable to do so as Derek Booker takes the lead again. It is a close race for the top 3. Looks like Foss is just going to sit behind a little bit and kind of keep an eye out to get an opportunity when one of these top 2 drivers let off a little too quickly. With them driving so just back and forth, you just never know with how close they are, just cutting it back and forth between the back of their car and the front of their car. Just a light clip, and Faust will have the lead. Booker takes the lead again into turn 3, and we're back in the front stretch. And let me say that pit entry, on a side note, that pit entry is tiny. Or it just appears on that front stretch. You have to slow down on turn 3. Because I think that pit penalty for speeding will be a brutal one. It's not one that you'd want to get. It looks like Ian is taking the lead. I think we're going to see Derek Booker take the lead again on the exit of turn 3. Let's see if Ian got a quicker exit, and it looks like he was not able to. It's close. It is very close. Derek Booker takes the outside line and is currently in second. Let's see if Miller can maintain it. Booker, with just an enormous slipstream, was able to overtake Miller in turn 2. It looks like he's able to hold on to the lead, but this back and forth is intense. I can't even count how many, and we're only on lap 17 here at Pocono Raceway. We've had these two drivers go back and forth. Let's go ahead and take a look around the other drivers. There is another semi-close race. Looking about 0.8 of a second apart is the number 32 car of Garrett and the number 66 car of Greg. We're currently on board with Greg. He's sitting now about a second behind Garrett. But right behind him is DJ Fluck, who's sitting about 0.7 of a second behind. We're going to go ahead and go back to the front pack, as it's just very close between these two drivers. We'll go ahead and switch it over to the vertical. And we'll do the gap instead. You can kind of see how close it is between Booker and Miller. I heard a little bit of contact there. I'm not sure which driver made the contact, if it was Miller or Faust. It looks like Faust is just kind of sitting comfortably. Ooh, and we got some movement in the back. We have DJ Fluck making a move on Greg. Caught up to 0.2 of a second. Now is sitting about a half second behind to 0.4 of a second. The number 88 driver chasing down the number 66 driver, who's also chasing down the number 32 driver. Got a lot of racing here tonight. Lots of close races. There is a gap between the first pack and the second pack. The first pack containing the top 3 drivers of the number 5 car, the number 48, and the number 89 car. The second pack contains the number 32 car, the number 66 car, and the number 88 car. And with how essential slipstream seems to be after watching Booker and Miller kind of duke it out in the front, without that slipstream, I feel like you're going to fall behind, and it's going to be very tough to try to catch up. We're looking at 0.2 to 0.3 of a second between Greg Hammond and DJ Fluck. We're looking about 0.8 of a second between Hammond and Harnigan. We'll keep an eye out here for a little bit. The race and the lead is still very close. Looking at less than a second between the top 3 drivers. But I will say, I think the slugfest, if I may call it that, between Booker and Miller is slowing down the lead pack, as the second pack that was at one point sitting at 3.2 seconds behind the main pack has caught up to 2.8 seconds, 2.9 seconds now. Still about 3.5 seconds from the leader, but from the back of that pack, you're looking at about 2 high seconds. Sorry, my swimming terms are coming out a little bit. It looks like the second pack's kind of fizzling out just a little bit. DJ Fluck kind of spreading out, sitting about 0.8 of a second. We'll go ahead and go back with the main pack. We're still about a second of each other. We'll, on this lap, we'll go on board with Ian Miller and kind of see what he sees from his perspective. As we enter the front stretch. And Foss trying to take third place away from Miller, or second place away from Miller, and maybe get into contention for taking the lead away from Booker. It looks like they spread out a little bit there. You can kind of hear the car get a little silent when running behind another car in front. Oh, and Foss is to the left. Miller is in third. It is close. Just as I get inside to view Miller's perspective, Foss comes right along the inside of him and takes second place away from Miller for literally a hot sec. And Miller is able to speed away and maintain his second place position. It's a very interesting course. It looks like there's not a lot of opportunities to pass besides turn 3, although we have seen Booker keep the lead out of turn 2 a couple times. But if you're in front, it gives you a great opportunity to stay in front. You see Foss sneaking up behind Miller again. For a while, it looked like it was going to be just a punching festival between Miller and Booker. But now we see Foss joining into the fray and looking to fight. Not too far behind them is Garrett in the number 32 car. He is down to just 0.7 of a second behind Foss in the number 89 car. Let's go ahead and hop on board with Garrett here in the black car. Let's see. Every now and so you'll be able to see the back of Matthew Foss's car in this camera perspective. And potentially this is caused by Booker, Miller, Foss fighting it out for first, second, and third place, allowing other drivers to catch up. And we're getting close. 0.3 of a second between all three cars. Maybe a little less than that. At one point, we're looking at 0.2 of a second. 0.2 of a second between all three cars. It's getting close here. We'll view it from the blimp view. You can see all four cars here from this perspective. It's kind of interesting to see how close they take it to the yellow line of the edge of the racetrack. We've seen Foss kind of take it past that yellow line, which is, Miller has hits the wall pretty hard, and Foss takes a position away from Miller. Turn 3 seems to be a little bit of a pain point there. You try to exit turn 3 too quickly, and the wall is there to greet you. And now we're going to have Garrett come up on Ian. As we enter lap 29, we are getting close to that fuel window opening up. We'll have to keep an eye out to see which drivers decide to pit and when these drivers decide to pit. As we follow Foss around the track, sitting about 0.4 of a second behind Booker. We'll see if he's ready to raise his steering wheel and get closer and potentially start overtaking Booker a couple times like Miller was doing. As we enter turn 3. And we see Miller hit the wall again. Ouch. And it looks like Garrett is going to take the lead, take third place away from Miller. And I think we have our first pit stop. Let's move it over here. We do. Jax Milan in the number 9 car has taken a pit. He is the first driver to enter the pits during the fuel window. Oh, it looked like it was very close between Booker and Faust. And Faust takes the lead. Let's see if he's able to hold on to it. Is he going to play defensive? Booker takes a pit on lap 31 into lap 32. Faust is in the lead. Miller is also in the lead. Harnigan takes the pit. Hammond takes the pit. Milan comes out. DJ Fluck also takes a pit. This will be interesting to see. Ooh. As Faust almost loses it in turn 2, is this a sign of tire wear? Remember, fuel and tire fall off will play a key role in tonight's race. Faust enters turn 3 and he enters the pits on lap 32/33. Miller also joins him right behind. We see Derek Booker as he has just left the pits. He will have to heat up his tires. And we'll see who comes out on top. Will it be Booker? Will it be Miller? Or will it be Faust? As Booker enters turn 3. Passes the pit entry. Passes the pit exit. And who is in the lead? Booker is still in second. There's Faust. Remember, Booker has warmer tires. Booker does take the lead. Booker has warmer tires. Not by much, just by 1 lap. But that could make the difference. He also had all the momentum carrying through, unlike Faust, who had to still build it up. But looks like Faust isn't too far behind. Getting right back to where we started right before the pit entry. The turns will be a little more interesting with the colder tires. Less grip for these drivers. So we'll see if they take it easy into these or if they just put the pedal to the metal. On a side note, the current fastest lap is 42.127, held by Lucas Puntarelli. Lucas is back on the main lap, although he is sitting about 40 seconds behind the lead driver, about 28 seconds from DJ Fluck, who is in 7th. Looks like Lucas has taken the pit and will come back out from the pits a lap down. On that note, we're going to do a small little ad break.
Hunter saves it. Hunter Hughes is coming around. Here comes Colton Garner. It's Hunter Hughes!
Turn 4 for the final time. Who's got more ponies? Checkered flag out. Bluegrass 150 goes to Ian Miller.
And welcome back to the Daily Dribble Podcast, guys. As always, I'm your host, Nick Zammit.
Good, get the name out there. It's like, hey, Joseph Newgarden, you're the guy with the sperm commercial. Yeah.
And welcome back. This is the Keystone 150 at Pocono Raceway. We are currently on lap 37 of 60. Current race leader is Derek Booker, with Matthew Foss right behind him. In third place, we do have Ian Miller. Fourth place, we have Garrett Harnigan. Fifth place, Jax Milan. Sixth place, Greg Hammond. Seventh place, DJ Fluck. And in eighth place, Lucas Puntarelli. And in ninth place, Bill Molfeld. Thank you for joining us here tonight on Stadium Scene TV on your Tuesday night. We appreciate you spending some time with us here. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Looks like we're on lap 38 of 60. And we are looking at some really it was a lot of close racing in the front half. Entering the back half, where it looks like they've kind of settled down. Not too much, but just a little bit. I think as we get closer to the checkered flag, we'll start seeing the elbows start popping out and start seeing some more aggressive driving. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye out for. On that note, we do have some other leagues that we do broadcast on Stadium Scene TV. Tomorrow night, we will have the Wednesday Night Dash Season 11 in the next gen cars. Will be Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a brand new track and it will be at night. So stay tuned for that. Green flag is at 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Stadium Scene TV. So tune in on that one. That'll be a lot of fun racing if you like close racing like this we have here tonight. As we see Foss take the lead from Booker in turn 3. Is Foss going to be able to maintain it? He stays on the inside line. And Booker takes it right before the start-stop line. But it looks like Foss and Booker are now taking punches at each other for the lead. And we also have our GT Sprint Series. Our next one won't be until May. It'll be the Nürburgring and the GT3, GT4. We have, looks like 4 different classes there. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead, go into the description, join our Discord channel, and let us know that you're here for the GT Sprint Series. We'd be happy to join you. These races are free to join, and they are broadcasted. We did change it to broadcast them on Friday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Stadium Scene TV. So if you want to get a little bit of practice in before an endurance race, this is a great place to test out your driving lines, potentially other, if you bring in your friends who will also be driving with you on these endurance races. Great chance to learn how the track operates with slipstream and with traffic. I feel like every time we've had a sprint race, we've always had a little bit of traffic with other classes. So please join us. And it looks like Foss gets through the start-finish line in the lead. Booker gets a very great slipstream from him and is going to try to take the lead position back, and is able to do so through turn 1. Let's see if Foss is quicker out of turn 1 into turn 2. Turn 2 is going to be interesting. Foss has to dive behind Booker. Let's see if he can gain enough momentum to carry him through turn 3. Because I think we're going to see the transition here in the lead out of turn 3. And looks like Booker is going to keep it and maintain it. Although Booker's trying to break the slipstream, but it looks like Foss is just going to keep his line. And honestly, with Booker turning in, it slows him down from... Foss had a top speed about 352 miles per hour. With Booker turning in, he slowed down about 348. Now, not... It's only, 5-10 miles an hour difference. But that difference can make or break it here tonight. So you have a lot of close racing here. 4/10 of a second separate the two drivers. Foss is going to take the lead as we cross the start-finish line there. Lap 43, 44. Man, every time I say the lap, it always moves up. It's close between these two drivers. Looking at a 42.5 for Matthew Foss and a 42.8 for Derek Booker. Ian Miller, who's currently sitting in third, is sitting at 42.3, and these are all last lap times. It looks like Foss has taken a comfortable lead for now, about half a second, as we pass the front stretch into turn 1. All the drivers are sitting around 42 seconds, 42 mid, so 42.4, 42.5, 42.6 seconds area. Looks like we got a great race going on for third place here, so we'll kind of keep an eye out here. And the race is going to actually be for second and third place. It's going to be between Booker, Miller, and Harnigan, with Miller behind Booker about 0.3 of a second, and the number 32 car sitting about 0.2 of a second behind the number 48 car. Seeing a great race all the way around tonight. We had a close race throughout the whole race tonight. All 47 laps so far. Currently, the close race is between, looks like, third and fourth place, so we'll have to keep an eye out here. Garrett in the number 32 car. It looks like, just kind of going back to the pit strategies, looks like all the drivers kind of pit around lap 30, 33, 34. We'll see if one lap fresher tires makes a difference or not in tonight's race. Currently, Matthew Foss in the number 89 car is sitting on 15 lap old tires, while Derek Booker and Derek Booker and Garrett Harnigan are sitting on 16 lap old tires. Ian Miller also took a pit stop when Matthew took a pit and is looking at 15 lap old tires. It's a very weird way to kind of say tire age, lap old tires. I guess that's how many years you've been alive, you know? If you're 26 years old, you've done 26 laps around the sun. So I guess it works in terms of us as well. Anyways, that's beside the point. We got some good racing here tonight. We see Derek Booker trying to take the lead back from Matthew. Oh my goodness. I can't speak. From the 89 car of Matthew Foss. Sitting about 1/10 of a second behind. Cutting it close. As they enter and exit turn 3. Foss is able to keep the lead. And he's also able to maintain the speed. It's interesting because it's about a 5 mile per hour difference when you're in the slipstream versus when you're not. I just saw it as Foss entered turn 1. Foss was at 355 miles an hour, while Derek Booker, who was in the slipstream, got up to 361 miles an hour, which allows him to crawl ever so close to Foss to try to take the lead away. And looks like we're seeing some movement in the back between Harnigan and Miller. As they exit turn 2. Oh, no, that's the front stretch. Yeah, they exited turn 3 there. But it is a big difference with or without slipstream. Because Miller, who's currently, I want to say, yeah, he's about 3 seconds behind from Derek Booker. Without slipstream, he's looking considerably slower compared to the drivers that are in a slipstream. So Booker and Harnigan. So it's amazing to kind of see that in play here tonight. Not something I usually keep an eye out for too often. But I feel like with Pocono, of course with many other races, many other tracks, that plays a key factor. But I feel like with the low bank angles, with the driving lines not having one overwhelmingly strong driving line as well, you kind of end up with how much momentum you have out of an exit and if you can keep it or not. Take the inside line, you're not able to exit as quick. But if you take the outside line, and looks like Harnigan takes third place, see if he's able to maintain it. As a great example here, actually, just talking about it. Take the inside line, you get in quicker, and you can overtake the position. But if you don't have a good exit, then you're not going to be able to maintain that position, as we saw with Miller and Faust, with Booker. And now, currently, we see with Booker and Faust, Booker remaining in second place and not able to take the lead away from Faust. So we go on board with him. We'll actually kind of see that in play here. Let's see, we'll do the chopper view. Let's get our chopper to follow him around the track here. As they enter turn 1 here. Booker takes the outside line. But Foss already had the speed. Ooh, maybe that's the key. You have to overtake from the outside line. And Booker takes the lead away from Faust. We're currently on lap 54 of 60. And yeah, it looks like that's the key here. We kind of got to see it in action. If you're going to overtake a driver, you have to overtake them from the outside in a corner, whether that's turn 2 or turn 3. I don't know about turn 1. I don't think we've really seen too much overtake action there. And you can see Booker just trying to break that slipstream because he knows that as soon as Foss gets a little bit of that slipstream, he's going to catch him. And it looks like Faust isn't able to catch a slipstream as Booker just slips away. Now about 2 seconds in front of him. Actually, it looks like Foss has slowed down a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Maybe he overheated his tires. He's topping out around 326 miles an hour. Or he was. Now he's up to 340 at the top end. And Ian Miller is slowly catching up to him. About 3 seconds between Faust and Miller. We're looking at 4 laps remaining. As we see a lap car go past Faust. That note, we'll kind of go around the field and see how everyone is doing. We have Lucas Puntarelli here, the number 85 car, sitting at 8th place currently. And Bill Molfeld in 9th place. believe it was Bill that actually went around Faust. In 7th place, we have DJ Fluck sitting about 3.5 seconds behind Greg Hammond. He's currently in 6th place, sitting about 9/10 of a second behind Jax Milan, who is sitting in 5th place. There he goes right there in the light blue car. Oh, there he goes. And he's sitting about 3.8 seconds behind Garrett Harnigan, who is only 0.2 of a second behind Ian Miller, who is also catching up on Matthew Foss, who's about 1.5 seconds ahead of Ian Miller. We got 3 laps remaining, so this is going to be very interesting. Let's see if Miller is going to be able to catch Foss. And 2 laps to go. This gap is staying around 1.5. Miller is going to have to defend his spot if he wants to keep podium from Garrett, the number 32 car. Though we're seeing the gap close between Miller and Foss. It's going to be close. Looking at a 1 second gap now. Foss did a 43.39 last lap. Miller did a 42.6. We're looking at 0.7 of a second. And we are less than 0.7 of a second between... Oh, Foss took a pit stop, it looks like. Foss is in the pits. It is the final lap. Did he gamble on fuel and wasn't able to maintain? I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll be able to find out. But there is a shift in the podium. Booker will finish in 1st place. It's going to be close between Miller and Garrett Harnigan. As we watch Booker with a checkered flag finish in 1st. We'll keep an eye out Miller and Garrett. Ian and Garrett here. As Ian finishes 2nd. Garrett finishes in 3rd. Greg Hammond, last minute shift, finishes in 4th. Jax Milan, looks like he had an incident, finishes in 5th. DJ Fluck in 6th. Foss in 7th. As he enters turn 3, and we'll be exiting turn 3 here very shortly. And Lucas Puntarelli will finish in 8th place, and Bill Mulfeld in 9th place. And we see, looks like Booker had a slight accident there doing his donuts. And let us take a look at our unofficial final results. So, Derek Booker, our race winner here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Ian Miller in 2nd. Garrett Harnigan in 3rd. Greg Hammond 4th. Jax Milan 5th. DJ Fluck 6th. Matthew Foss 7th. Lucas Puntarelli in 8th. And Bill Mulfeld in 9th place. Let's see if we can get the top 3 drivers, the podium finishers, into the broadcast booth. So let's see. It would be Garrett, Ian, then Derek. So we'll get Garrett in the broadcast booth. Hi, Garrett. Do you have a copy?
10-4.
Congratulations on finishing 3rd place here tonight. How did you feel about the race?
I'll be honest. Not an IndyCar person. Don't really know what I was doing.
You looked like you knew what you were doing.
I stuck my nose inside Ian a couple times. Then I realized I never learned how to pass people. So I just stuck behind him and tried not to die in turn 3.
Hey, you did pretty awesome out there. Finishing 3rd place tonight. What was your strategy going in tonight, other than just kind of keeping it there? I know you said no passing, but did you end up passing anyone on the course?
I did gain some positions, but I'm not sure if that was me passing or if that was them making mistakes. But
okay.
No, my strategy was purely just to come out and have some fun, get mainly just to see if I can keep up for the Indy race this year, because didn't go well for me last year.
Well, I guess another question for you is, do you have fun tonight?
It was a blast.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Do you have anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
You know, thank the good Lord above and mom and dad. You know.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on finishing third place. Hopefully, you'll be more of an IndyCar racer after the season's over, and hopefully we'll see you next time at our next race.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's see. And Ian, welcome to the broadcast booth. How are you doing tonight?
Hello. I am doing all right.
How'd you feel about tonight's race? Any?
Felt really good in the first half. After the pit stops, it felt like Derek and Matthew were in a bit of a different league. Got no idea, especially the last 20 laps, kind of where all their pace was coming from. I don't know if maybe I slightly underfueled and I was, a little bit tentative with that first half, but that wasn't when I was losing them. So, not sure what that was about, but otherwise I feel like that was a pretty good showing. I finished behind the one guy I didn't want to finish behind, which is a bit of a shame, but otherwise, good night.
What was your strategy going into tonight's race? Was it kind of similar to Garrett?
Yeah, it was pretty similar to Chicagoland last week. Both of them are drafting tracks and draft tracks, which means that they're fuel-saving tracks. So I was just kind of trying to save fuel. I was trying to work together with Derek in the first half, see if we could pull a gap to the rest of the field, but it seemed like there isn't a particularly efficient way to do that around here, unlike Chicagoland. So
yeah, we noticed that watching you guys go around. It was I felt like there wasn't a great opportunity for any place to kind of take off, or as it was the only way to do that was just to cut the slipstream and just.
Yeah, and so once at least I figured out, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna fuel save. So that's what I did. I probably should have come in with Derek because I bet I had a little bit of damage from bonking the wall a couple times, and that probably accounted for the 3-second gap coming out of the pits. But yeah, live and learn.
True that. Well, congratulations on second place. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
I'd like to thank my lovely wifey wife for just being awesome and supporting me through all this.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on second place, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
And Derek Booker, congratulations on first place.
Well, glad to complete the hat trick this season.
You did finish last. Wait a sec. Did you finish? I should remember. I should know this. New Hampshire. You finished first there too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Although New Hampshire did end up being a race of attrition.
Anyways, what was your strategy going into tonight's race?
Besides not relapse with Greg last week. Pretty much just at least get to the halfway point on fuel and just make my fuel strategy work.
And it looked like it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, my auto fuel was set to like 17.5 gallons. I said screw it, filled the whole thing up and went into started out at mix 5 in the second half, and then as I started seeing my fuel lap counter going like +2, I said, all right, let's go down to 3, and stayed there. So about, I think it was like 20 laps ago, I threw it into mix 1, and that was all she wrote.
Oh, wow.
It was good battling with Matt, though.
Yeah, it looked like you had a lot of good battles from Ian in the first half and then Matt in the second half. It was...
Yeah, that clean air kind of spoiled me a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Just everybody that came out and, just everybody who was watching on stream, and obviously you and by the way, welcome back to the booth.
Thanks. I feel like this season's been hit or miss with me this week, or this just It's good to be back, and it's good not to be sick, I will say.
Yeah, I completely agree to that. And I honestly, with turn 2 of lap 1, I almost closed my eyes. I was expecting a 3-wide massacre.
We saw that 3 wide, and I was kind of sitting on the edge of my seat there. I was like, oh, this might be our first caution of the race. But no cautions for the whole race, which, kudos to all the drivers, especially with just how close all the racing was here tonight throughout the whole field, and especially to the lead pack of you three and Matt, and I forgot who else was in there, and Lucas too. Looks like he kind of had an incident. Wasn't quite sure, but other than that, everyone kept it clean. Everyone was doing pretty well. Maybe a wall tap here and there, but with just how much passing you guys did in the front, I was surprised nothing happened.
Yeah, I was going to take it easy early on, but I said, where's the fun in that?
That is true. But is there I forgot. Did I already ask you? I'm sorry. I'm forgetting things here today. Okay.
Yeah, I gave everybody their shout outs.
Sounds good. Sorry. I'm rusty. I promise I'll do better next time. Luckily, April Fool's Day we have off, so no corny jokes from me in the broadcast booth, but we'll see you April 8th at Mid-Ohio.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on finishing first place here, and we'll see you 2 weeks from now, Derek.
All right, see you then.
And before we hop off, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. So you see Ian in the lead. This is from 5 races. I do not have the updated one yet. That will be posted on social media, I believe, at FR Racing on Instagram. I believe it will be posted on all the channels that we have. But we'll probably see a little bit of no changes in the first and second place, with Faust finishing in 7th and Richardson not racing. There might be a shift there. Bill Molfeld may also shift up a little bit here. We'll see. Greg Hammond, who finished in 4th, will potentially get a big jump. DJ Fluck, who finished in 6th, will probably see a jump over Maximus Molina, as they are sitting at 104. I didn't notice that earlier, together. And Lucas Puntarelli will also be moving up in the ranks as well. So keep an eye out for that for next week. On that note, our next race for Indy Racing World Series will be April 8th at Mid-Ohio. So stay tuned for that. If you can join us right here on Stadium Scene TV, we'll be live at 10 p.m. and the green flag will wave to start the race 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd love to have you, and we hope you can join us. And one more thing before I go. If you could tune in to Wednesday Night Dash tomorrow, we'd really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun racing, lots of close racing like we had here tonight. Tomorrow night, 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time, is Green Flag right here on Stadium Scene TV, and they will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is a new track that they're racing at, and it is a nighttime race. So if you're not a big fan of all these light, bright days of racing, well, we got a night race for you to tune into tomorrow night. On that note, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us here tonight. This was race number 6 on Indy Racing World Series. My name is Taka Timmerman. Thank you very much for joining us for the Keystone 150 at Pocono. Hope you have a great night, and see you 2 weeks from now at Mid-Ohio. Thanks, and have a great night. Take care.